Your skeleton is a fascinating structure that creates the body's framework, provides structural support, and enables you to move. Your spine is the central component of the skeleton. The spine is responsible for balanced weight distribution during any physical activity, and it encloses and protects the spinal cord, a bundle of nerves that controls all movement and organ function. The spinal curves are dependent on one another. When one curve moves, the others tend to follow, and this is particularly true for your cervical and lumbar curves. The spine and all the surrounding structures work best when the spinal curves are stacked on top of each other in the upright position. And to keep the spine healthy and supple, we need to A, stabilize the curves by stacking them and strengthening the supporting structures around them. And B, mobilize them by moving them together and independently in all main directions. Forward bends, back bends, lateral bends, twisting, and axial extension. And this is exactly what we will do in this yoga practice. We will combine spinal mobilization with spinal stabilization to build better alignment and communication between your curves. We will try to find an upright position that requires minimal effort to maintain, which helps to release tension in all supporting musculature, your neck, your shoulders, your hips, your back. The more structurally aligned your body is, the less pain you will have, and the more you will feel at ease. I'm Olga Cable, yoga teacher and yoga therapist. Let's begin. We will begin this practice in a comfortable seated position of your choice. So take a moment now to get settled. You can sit in the hero pose, on your heels or on the block. You can sit cross-legged, or you can sit in the chair, whatever works best for you. Whatever allows you to keep your upper body in the upright position without strain. Once you get settled, close your eyes. And gradually begin to deepen your inhalation and lengthen your exhalation. And as you continue to breathe deeply here, notice whether or not you can sense any movement in your cervical curve, the curve of your neck, when you breathe, in your thoracic curve, the curve of your upper back, and your lumbar curve, the curve of your lower back. Notice whether or not there's any kind of movement within your curves. Continue to breathe deeply and bring your attention to your neck, please. With the next inhalation, slowly lift your chin up. And with the exhalation, slowly tuck your chin in. Continue to move like that. And see if you can isolate your cervical curve only. So try to move your head and nothing else. Don't move your upper back. Don't move your lower back. Notice how that feels. And whether or not it's possible for you. Whenever you finish with your current repetition, go ahead and bend your elbows and bring them in front of you with your hands and your elbows touching. With the next inhalation, lift your chin and bring your arms apart, lifting your chest forward and up. Your shoulder blades will come closer together. And with the exhalation, tuck your chin in and round your upper back, bringing your palms and your elbows together in front of you. And let's do that again. On the inhale, bring your arms apart as you lift the chin and widen your chest. And as you exhale, tuck the chin in, round your back. Bring your hands and your elbows together. Do this movement 2 more times on your own, please, with your breath. And see if you can mobilize your cervical curve, the curve of your neck, and your thoracic curve, the curve of your upper back at the same time. And whenever you finish with your current repetition, go ahead and place your hands on your knees. With the next inhalation, lift your chin, your chest up. And with the exhalation, pull your belly button in, round your upper back, and then tuck your chin in. And let's continue with that on the inhale. Lift your chin, widen the chest, and tip your pelvis forward a little bit. And with the exhalation, tuck your tailbone under slightly, pull your belly button in, round your upper back, and then tuck your chin in. Continue to move like that back and forth, and see if you can mobilize your lumbar curve, your lower back, your thoracic curve, your upper back, and your cervical curve, your neck. Back and forth with your breath. Notice how your curves work together. Whether or not there's smoothness and consistency to that movement. And then whenever you finish with your current breath cycle, go ahead and transition onto your hands and knees, please. Position your wrists underneath your shoulder joints and your knees underneath your hip joints. Make sure you're nice and stable in a neutral position here, meaning don't exaggerate the curve of your lower back, just keep it neutral. Stay where you are, and with the next inhalation, just lift your chin up. And as you exhale, tuck your chin in. Continue to move like that and see if you can do this, just moving the curve of your neck without engaging your upper back or your lower back. And then next time, see if you can keep your lower back stable. And with the next inhalation, lift your chin and your chest, pulling your shoulder blades down a bit. And with the exhalation, pull your shoulder blades apart, rounding your upper back a bit and tucking your chin in. And continue with that on the inhale, lift your chin, lift your chest up a bit by pulling your shoulder blades in and down. And as you exhale, round your upper back by pulling your shoulder blades apart and tucking your chin in. Do this one more time and see if you can activate only your neck and your upper back curves. And then next time, let's include your lower back as well. So with the inhalation, lift your chin and your chest. Let your pelvis tip forward a little. With the exhalation, pull your belly button in, round your upper back, and tuck your chin in. And let's do that again on the inhale. Lift your chin, widen your chest and lift it up. Let your pelvis tip forward a little bit, exaggerating the curve of your lower back slightly. And with the exhalation, round your back and tuck your chin in. Do this movement 2 more times on your own, please. Following the rhythm of your breath and paying very close attention to how your spinal curves work together in this movement. And whenever you finish with your current breath cycle, go ahead and bring your tailbone down toward the heels and drape your upper body over your thighs. Relax your neck. For now, keep your hands on your lower back, palms up if it's comfortable. Relax your neck. With the next inhalation, stay in this position and just lift your chin up, activating the curve of your neck. And as you exhale, tuck your chin in. Slowly release your head back down. Do that 2 more times. Just your neck, lifting the chin up and then tucking it in. 1 more time with your breath. Notice how it feels. Next time when you inhale, lift your chin and also bring your arms out to the sides and lift your chest up a bit while keeping your belly in contact with your thighs. And with the exhalation, drape back down, rounding your upper back and tucking your chin in. And do that again on the inhale. Lift the chin, bring your arms out, lift the chest up a bit without lifting your belly. And on the exhale, drape back down. Do this one more time. Watch how the curve of your neck and the curve of your upper back work together. And then next time we'll go all the way up. So as you inhale, lead with the chest. Bring your arms out to the sides and stand up on your knees. Sweep your arms all the way up. Stretch. On the exhale, lead with your tailbone as you gradually begin to move back down, pulling your belly in, folding your belly and then your chest down towards your thighs, and relaxing your chin down, hands to your lower back. Let's continue to move like that. On the inhale, go up, lead with the chest. Stand up on your knees and reach up high. And as you exhale, move back down, gradually contracting your abdomen first, then draping your chest over your thighs, and then relaxing your neck. Do this movement 2 more times on your own, please. See if you can engage, mobilize your curves in order. On the way down, rounding your lower back, upper back, and then the curve of your neck. And on the way up, start with the neck, the chest, and then the lower back curve. Continue to move up and down like that. And notice how it feels, whether or not the curves of your spine are willing to work in unison. And whenever you finish with your current repetition, go ahead and transition up onto your hands and knees. Align your wrists underneath your shoulder joints and your knees underneath your hip joints. Keep your head in line with the spine, looking down. Curl your toes under. First, make sure that your lower back is in a neutral position once again, meaning that your tailbone is not tucking under and the tip of your pelvis is not tipping forward. So find like a neutral position. Take a deep breath here. With the exhalation, hug your waist in toward the middle from the front, sides, and back at the same time, like a gentle hug toward the midline of your body. Stay here and inhale. Maintain that hug, that contraction. And with the next exhalation, keep your toes curled under and lift your knees slightly off the ground, hovering them. We'll stay in this position. Make sure that you don't sag in your shoulders. Keep your head in line with the spine. Continue to breathe here. And our goal here is to keep the spine in the neutral position, meaning that the curve of the neck is neutral. You're looking down, not forward, not back. Keeping your upper back curve neutral, make sure that it's slightly rounded, it's not sinking between your shoulder blades, between your shoulders. And keeping your lower back curve neutral, making sure that you're not tucking the tailbone under and you're not exaggerating the curve of your lower back. Take 2 more breaths like that with every exhalation. Hug your waist in, lift up on your shoulders. Keep your neck in the neutral position to create support for your spinal curves. And with the next exhalation, bring your knees down, feet flat, and then move down into the child's pose. Relax your neck, relax your shoulders. Take a couple of full deep breaths here. And then whenever you feel ready, go ahead and transition down onto your stomach. So lie down on the floor, bend your elbows, and place your hands under your forehead. Keep your feet about hip distance apart. This will be our starting position. Stay where you are, and with the next inhalation, lift your chin up, just the chin, nothing else. And as you exhale, put your head back down, forehead to your hands. Do that 2 more times, please. Up and down, just the neck, nothing else. Notice how it feels in your neck. Simple, gentle movement, nothing extreme. Whenever you finish with your current repetition, keep your elbows bent and slide them a little further back so you end up resting on your forearms. Make sure that your elbows stay snug, close to your body. Don't tense your shoulders. With the next inhalation, begin to lift your head and then peel your chest off the floor. Pull your elbows slightly back. And with the exhalation, come down, right ear to the ground. And on the inhale, lift back up, your head first, then your chest. And try to activate only the curve of your neck and your upper middle back. Keep your belly in firm contact with the ground. And on the exhale, come down, left ear to the ground. Do this 2 more times and do your best to engage only the curve of your neck and the curve of your upper back. Try to keep your lower back out of it for now. Do the best you can. We want to feel the action between your shoulder blades as you pull slightly back with your hands. And after you do an even number on both sides, keep your elbows bent but lift them up. Slide your hands a little further back so your hands end up by your lower ribs, palms on the floor, fingertips pointing forward. Keep your elbows snug to your body. With the next inhalation, begin to lift your head, then your chest, and keep going up as high as you can, pulling your elbows back. Don't push with your hands at all. And on the exhale, slowly bring yourself back down to the ground. And let's do it again. On the inhale, begin to lift your head first, then your chest, elbows back, curling upwards. And with the exhalation, move back down. Do this 1 more time. Slowly peel yourself off the ground. Keep pulling your elbows back. Stay here and exhale. Anchor through your hips. Take few deep breaths here and make sure that the curve is distributed evenly through your lower back, upper back, and your neck in a smooth line without tensing at any one of those points. Keep that curve nice and smooth, and with the next inhalation, slowly raise your right leg up, keeping it straight. On the exhale, slowly put the leg down, but keep your upper body up. On the inhale, slowly lift your left leg up, keeping it straight. And then slowly put it down. And let's do it again. On the inhale, raise your right leg while you keep the curves engaged. And put it down. 1 more time on the other side with your breath. Keep pulling back with your elbows. Now keep both legs on the ground. On the inhale, curl up a little higher, shoulders back. And with the exhalation, slowly move down. Rest here for a moment. Take a couple of full deep breaths. And then whenever you feel ready, roll onto your back, please. Bend your knees, place your hands on your knees. Bring your knees to the chest and circle them away from each other a few times in the opposite directions. Full deep breathing. Keep your knees bent and place your feet on the ground. Stay in this position, bring your attention to your lower back. Notice whether or not there's space between your lower back and the ground. And then if your shoulder allows, place one hand underneath your lower back, if it feels okay. If not, just keep your arms along the body. So the hand is there to monitor the position of your lower back. When we begin to move our legs in the next pose, we want to ensure that your lower back does not flatten down into your hand. We want to maintain the same curve of your lumbar spine. So with that in mind, keep your left foot on the floor and your knee bent. And with the next inhalation, extend your right leg down along the ground without touching the floor. With the next exhalation, slowly raise your leg up, slightly off the floor, not very high, maybe 30 degrees or so. And on the inhale, slowly lower it down. And again, slowly raise your leg up. At the same time, hug your waist in toward the middle from the front, sides, and back. And then slowly lower your leg down, hovering it over the floor. Repeat this movement 2 more times, please. And as you move your leg up and down, try to make sure that there's no movement happening in your lower back, upper back, or neck. Try to keep all the curves stable, supported as you move your leg up and down. And then with the next exhalation, bend your right knee, pull it in toward the chest. Place your right foot down on the floor, and we'll switch sides. So whenever you feel ready, go ahead and extend your left leg down along the ground. Keep it straight. And as you exhale, raise it slightly off the floor. On the inhale, lower it down toward the ground without touching the ground. Continue to move like that. Raise your leg at the same time, hugging your waist in from the front, sides, and back, keeping the curve of your lower back neutral. And on the inhale, lower your leg. Don't touch the ground. Continue to move like that, up and down, very mindfully, very steadily, without changing the position of either one of your curves. And then go ahead and slowly lower your leg down. Bend your knee. Hug both knees to the chest for a moment. Place both feet on the ground. Bend both elbows and place your hands under your head, please. Make sure that your lower body stays very stable. Your hands will be resting behind your head without pushing or forcing your head into any kind of positions. Take a deep breath, please. And with the next exhalation, shorten your abdomen. Lift your head up and then lift your upper back off the floor and turn your elbows to point toward your knees, lifting off the ground. Stay here. With the exhalation, continue to curl forward like that. Inhale here. And exhale again, continue to curl forward like that. Without pushing your head in the position. Just support it lightly with your fingertips. Take 2 more breaths like that. See if you can lift your upper body up a little higher with every exhalation, keeping your lower body very stable. We're rounding all 3 curves right now. And then slowly release. Come on down. Make sure that your feet are about hip distance apart or so. pretty close to your buttocks. Extend your arms along the body. With the next inhalation, press down through your feet and slowly roll your hips up as you raise your right arm forward and up over your head. And with the exhalation, slowly roll down. Bringing your arm down, placing it by your side. Let's continue with that. On the inhale, slowly roll up, raising your left arm forward and up. And with the exhalation, slowly roll down. Continue to move like that, moving one arm up at a time. And try to really roll all along your body, through your upper back and through your lower back, as you go up and down. Think of massaging the entire surface, posterior structures of your back all along the spine. After you do an even number on both sides, keep your arms by your sides. And with the next inhalation, slowly roll your hips up. Stay up at the top. Exhale here, anchor through your feet. Make sure that your knees stay over your ankles. Continue to breathe in the pose. Keep the back of the neck long, so the shoulders stay away from the ears. With the exhalation, anchor through your feet. Keep your legs engaged. Do your best not to clench your buttocks. It's okay to engage them for support. Take 2 more full deep breaths here. Try to find strength and stability in this position. Keeping yourself supported, equally supported at the top by your legs. With the next exhalation, slowly roll down. Roll onto your side, come on up onto your hands and knees. With the inhalation, lift your chest forward and up. Curl the toes under, and as you exhale, lift your knees off the ground and push into the downward facing dog, keeping your knees very generously bent. Deeply, deeply bent so that your thighs are very close to your belly. With the next inhalation, carry your upper body forward into plank. Lower your hips down a little bit further toward the ground and lift the chest up higher into upward facing dog. Don't let anything sag though. Keep everything lifted and supported. And as you exhale, pull your belly in, push the floor away from you, and return into downward facing dog with deeply bent knees. Pulling your thighs towards your belly. Stretch from your palms into your tailbone. And let's do it again. On the inhale, move forward into plank first, and then lower your hips. Lift the chest up. Press down with your hands and widen your collarbones. Chin up a bit. And with the exhalation, begin to push back. Generously bend your knees and stretch from your palms into your tailbone. Head is in line with the spine. Do this movement 2 more times on your own and try to make this transition between 2 end points as smooth as possible. Into downward facing dogs, stretching all along your spine through the back surfaces of the body. And then into upward facing dog, stretching through the front surface of your entire body. Making sure that you don't lose control at any point of that action. Everything stays active and engaged. Next time when you move forward, slowly lift your hips so you end up in a plank position, keeping your body in one line, and then slowly lower yourself down onto your forearms. Keep your head in line with the spine. And take several deep breaths here. With every exhalation, hug your waist in toward the middle from the front, sides, and back. Deep breathing. Keeping your lower back curve supported by abdominal contraction. Keeping your upper back curve supported by lifting up on your shoulders. And keeping your neck curve supported by holding your head in line with the spine. 2 more breaths like that. Keep hugging the entire body in toward the midline, toward the center. And with the exhalation, bring your knees down and then move down into the child's pose. Take a breath here. On the inhale, come on up onto your hands and knees. Curl the toes under, lift your knees, come into downward facing dog, and then little by little walk your hands towards your feet so you end up standing on your feet. Keep them about hip distance apart or so. Keep your knees generously bent. Hang down. Keep your hands on your legs. Make sure that you're nice and stable in this position. With the next inhalation, lift your head up a bit. And as you exhale, relax your chin down. Do this movement 2 more times. Again, pay attention to the sensations in your neck, mobilizing your cervical curve. Keep your knees slightly bent. With the next inhalation, lift your head and your chest slightly, bending your elbows out to the sides. And with the exhalation, drape back down. You don't need to lift up much here. Again, with the inhalation, lift the head up a bit, elbows out to the sides, flatten your upper back. Feel the engagement in your upper back. And on the exhale, drape back down. Do this 1 more time, please. Activating your cervical and your thoracic curve here. And with the next inhalation, we're going to go all the way up. So begin to lift your head, then your chest, arms out to the sides, and transition all the way up into standing. Reach up high. With the exhalation, begin to move back down. Generously bend your knees, draping your belly, and then your chest over your thighs, and relaxing your neck. Again, on the inhale, begin to lift your head, then your chest, arms out to the sides, stand up, reach up high, and with the exhalation, begin to bend your knees, gradually drape your lower back, upper back, and then your neck at the bottom. Do this movement 1 more time, please, on your own. Again, see if you can engage your curves in order from top to bottom on the way up. And then see if you can lengthen through the back of your body on the way down from the lower back, upper back, and then your neck. With the inhalation, go all the way up. Reach up high, stretch, stand tall. With the next exhalation, turn your upper body to your right and bring your arms out to the sides and look back. And with the inhalation, turn forward, arms up. And same on the other side. On the exhale, turn your upper body to your left, arms out, look back. And inhale back to the center. Continue to move like that. Think of keeping your spine really long, not flat, just long. As you move to one side as you exhale, and then the other side with the next exhalation. And notice how this simple twist, this rotation feels all around your spine. If there are parts of your body that feel more mobile here, and whether or not you can feel resistance in other parts. Whenever you finish with an even number on both sides, go ahead and turn forward. Stand tall, bend your elbows and place your forearms on top of each other in front of you at about shoulder height. But make sure that your shoulders don't hike up. Just keep them relaxed, neck tall. Stay here and try to keep the position of your upper body stable without moving it. And while keeping your upper body stable, next time when you exhale, bend your right knee so you drop your right hip down. And then inhale, extend the leg again. On the exhale, bend your left knee and drop your left hip down. And inhale, extend the leg. Continue to move like that. You can speed it up a little bit if you like, bending one knee at a time and mentally following the drop of the hip that happens when you bend your knee. It's very important that your shoulders do not begin to move following the movement of your hips. Try to keep your shoulders leveled with the ground. Do this a couple more times on each side. Try to keep your head steady, your shoulders and your arms steady as the lower body moves. And then after you finish with that, stand up tall. Bring your feet a little bit wider apart. Make sure that you feel very supported here. With the next inhalation, sweep your right arm up over your head and bend sideways. Look up and stretch through the right side of the body. And with the exhalation, bring your arm down, returning into the upright position. And let's do it again on the inhale. Bend sideways to the other side, raise your left arm, look up if your neck allows, stretch through the left side. And exhale, return back to the center. Keep your feet planted and continue to move like that. Only bend as far to the side as it's comfortable, but keep it a pure lateral bend. Make sure that you don't rotate the body as you do it. And notice how it feels along your spine. How does this movement feel in your neck, your upper back, your lower back? After you do an even number on both sides, return back to the center. Move your feet a little bit closer again so that they're about hip distance apart. Focus your eyes on something specific in front of you. And with the next inhalation, sweep your arms out and up as you lift up on the balls of the feet. And stay up there at the top. Keep the back of the neck long. Keep your gaze steady and stay in this position. Every time you inhale, imagine yourself growing a bit taller. And every time you exhale, hug your waist in toward the center, creating support. Continue to breathe like that. And try to figure out what does it take to stay balanced and upright here in this position. What kind of negotiation does your body need to engage in to keep yourself upright and on the balls of your feet? If your arms get tired there, or if you feel like you keep falling out of the pose, you can just bring your arms out to the sides instead. But continue to observe that negotiation process that happens in your body. How some muscles engage and then others take over. Take another breath or two here, keeping an eye on that. And with the next exhalation, bring your heels down, lower your arms. Stand up tall. Make sure that your breathing is deep. Take your time to inhale. Take your time to exhale. With the inhalation, think of yourself growing taller without lifting your chin up. Rather, think of lengthening through the back of your neck. With the exhalation, relax your shoulders down. With the next inhalation, expand your rib cage and upper back. 360 degrees front, sides, and back like a balloon. On the exhale, relax your shoulders. Take another breath like that, expanding your upper back, the sides of the rib cage, and the front of the rib cage. Let it soften as you exhale. As you stand here, tip your pelvis forward a little bit. Notice how that feels. And then tip your pelvis back, tucking the tailbone under slightly. And do it again on the inhale. Tip your pelvis forward a bit so your tailbone lifts up behind you. then as you exhale, tuck the tailbone under so your pelvis tips backwards. And then find a position that's in between the two, the one that feels the most comfortable, where you neither lifting your tailbone up, neither tucking it under. And then drop your attention down to your feet. Feel the point of contact between your feet and the ground. Notice which parts of your feet are supporting the weight of the body up above. Notice how your ankles feel here. And then keep your attention on your lower body and try to notice which muscles are you engaging to keep yourself upright. Just in the legs for now. Is it your shins? Is it your calves? Is it your quadriceps, the tops of the thighs? Is it the hamstrings in the back of the thighs? Is it your butt muscles? Just take a moment here. Pay attention to this negotiation that's going on. And then see if you can find a place where you're not engaging the tops of the thighs, the back of the thighs, or your glutes. So that your hip joints are stacked on top of your ankle joints. So you don't have to clench your thighs or your butt. You might still feel subtle engagement, which is fine. Just try to find a place where you're not clenching, not tightening your thighs or your glutes. So try to relax your glutes and bring your attention to your abdomen. Are you holding any tension there? If you do, relax it. Slight tone in the muscles is fine, but try to let go of excessive tension if there is any. And move your attention up into your upper back and your chest. See if there's any clenching happening here, or maybe in the shoulders, as if you were trying to hold yourself up from the top. Instead, think of your shoulders resting on top of your rib cage, just sitting on top, not doing anything. Relax your chest and your upper back. And then notice your neck. And try to relax the muscles of your neck, positioning your head just so that the weight of the head is resting equally over your rib cage, which requires much less muscular engagement to maintain. And then once again, run your awareness from the ground up. See if you can stack your structures on top of each other. Stacking your legs over your ankles. Then your pelvis over your legs. Then your lumbar curve on top of the pelvis. Then the rib cage over your lumbar and your pelvis. Then your head over your rib cage. Just like several floors of the building stacked right on top of each other. And then take a few breaths here. And do your best to stand stacked like that with minimal effort, whatever that means to you. Notice if there are any parts of your body that consistently try to grip to support you, to support your posture in this position. And see what happens if you relax them or try to relax them. Continue to breathe deeply. And with every breath, imagine yourself becoming a little bit lighter, a little bit more buoyant. So it takes even less effort to support yourself in this position. Yoga teaches us that we're always looking for just the right amount of effort, not too much and not too little. What would that look like? What would that feel like in your body when you're just trying to stand upright? Just enough effort, but not too much. Take a couple more breaths like that, cultivating that sensation of the right amount of effort. And how that feels to you. Is it unfamiliar feeling? Or does it feel like home? And then with the next exhalation, bend your knees slightly and sink down into your feet just a bit. Very slight squat. And with the next inhalation, extend your legs, stand up tall and sweep your arms out and up. Reach up high and stretch. Lengthen. Activate your body again. And as you exhale, bring your palms together in front of the chest. Relax your chin down. Take another breath or two here. Just staying aware of your structure, of this beautiful, remarkable scaffolding structure, which is our skeletal system. And thank you for joining me today. Namaste.